Hello and good morning, guys. Today is 16th of August, and today I'll make a small video on my ownership experience so far. I've almost completed 1000 kilometers. I'm supposed to go for the service also, but then I thought before going on for a service, I should make a small ownership video. What I've faced so far, how was the experience, and everything. So I'll start the car and we'll talk. Yeah, this is my Suzuki V-Strom. I need to put up the cover because otherwise somebody can come and scratch, especially cats. Okay, guys, let's enter. Already put cover on my bike. So we'll start the video. But before I start, I would like to tell you three, 4 points. I've noted on what all points I'd be discussing in this very particular video. So I've noted on everything. I'll just unpark the car because it's pretty dark here. So one more important thing: when you start the car in the morning, the RPM would go like to 1500 RPM. As you can see, it is showing 1500 RPM right now. So gradually, um, the RPM will reduce once the car warms up. So it's always advisable to let the car warm up for a few minutes. It won't take more than 2 minutes to warm up. And one more thing, as you can see, I have completed 903 kilometers. So I'm due for service. Today I booked the service, and I'm running short of time. I need to get the service done today because I won't be getting time. See, the RPM has come down to 1000. All right, it will come to around 800. Done, all sorted. It won't take much time, but you should make a habit of doing this. All right, guys, I've set up the camera. Let's start the drive. Let's crank the car. All right. So basically, I have noted down few points. The drive review, the initial drive review, not a long term. I'm very, very sorry again. So the initial drive review would be based on 5 to 6 points, which I've noted down. The first point would be engine performance. The second would be the comfort, the front seat and the rear seat comfort, along with the tuning of the suspension. Many of my viewers had some doubt about how good the suspension is. Is it a deal breaker? So the second point would be regarding comfort. The third point would be regarding the basic electronics, how they function. Are they doing their job nicely or not? The fourth point would be very important. As you know, we buy a car keeping in mind how fuel efficient the car is. So the fourth point will be basically regarding related to fuel efficiency of this car and my overall impression, whether I'm happy with my decision, what all things I did do not like about my car. So I'll try to be as precise as possible. Good morning, thank you. All right, I'll turn on the AC. Yes, so we'll talk about the very first point, that is engine performance. This is a four cylinder 1.2 liter naturally aspirated engine. Um, I'm not too sure about the power and torque figures. You can search online. The data is available online. It is roughly around 85, I think, Newton meter of torque. So, with the size of this vehicle, you are getting a good engine. This engine comes in various cars from Maruti lineup, which includes Baleno, Fronx, then the old Desire, which they used to sell with 1.2-liter engine, the Swift. So this being the lightest of all is quite responsive when it comes to performance of the car. I've tested the car with 4 people on board with all their luggage packed. When my parents came from Pune, I dropped them to the station. Then the car was totally uh, loaded with everything in the luggage boot space also. So I can tell you with my experience that you will not find any lag or any kind of power deficiency while overtaking or in normal circumstance also while driving. And you need not have to turn off the AC. Basically what we do, or what even I used to do when I had Tata Tiago, but that was diesel. Whenever I used to feel some lag, then I used to turn off the AC. But in this car you don't have to do all those sort of things, because the power is sufficient enough to do all overtaking or normal driving, whatever you can say. So engine performance is absolutely good with this car, sufficient enough to do all the jobs. The second important thing about this engine is the level of refinement. Whatever sound is coming inside the car is just because of bad road, or uh, there's a little bit of less insulation on this car, I would say. From wheel well, the sound will come a little bit, but not that much. So basically you will not hear the noise of engine even when you are revving the car up to 3000 rpm, you can say. So the engine is quite refined on this very car. Okay, now comes the second point. The second point was all about comfort. Comfort includes the front seat comfort, the rear seat comfort, the suspension setup, and everything. The ergonomics of this car. So, I would like to inform my audience that mostly I'm the person who is driving the car. My wife doesn't know how to drive the car, so basically I'm the person who drives the car on every occasion. So basically I'm on driver's seat 95% of the times. When some of my friends are coming, I tell them, okay, I want to test the co-passenger seat, I want to sit at the back. So if you talk about the front seat, the driver's seat, it is quite comfortable. The visibility is very good. I cannot see the bonnet, but I can see the, I mean, totally the bonnet is not visible, but you can see everything which is required to drive a car. Moreover, the size of the car is very small, so you won't find difficulty in manipulating the distance between the car in front and your car. So that is very important. Secondly, when it comes to co-passenger seat, it is also very comfortable. It's not that bad. Basically, the both the front seats are very good. The thigh support is also good. The reclining angle is also very good. You get this what do you say, neck support, adjustable neck support, which is good. Coming back to the rear seat, I personally asked the rear passengers how is the comfort, because my last car was i20, so the level of comfort was outstanding in i20. So upgrading from i20 to Ignis, I asked my family members how is the seat comfort. They told it is okay, not that bad. But again, I can tell you that we have not tested this car on highways. Like, we have not driven this car for more than 50-60 kilometers. So until unless they sit for quite some time, they won't be able to tell me what is the exact situation. So far this is good. Coming to the most important doubt, I mean most frequent doubt which people ask, and even I had a doubt before purchasing this car, is how is the suspension. People have complained about suspension, that the suspension is quite stiff. Yeah, it is stiff, but it's not like an auto rickshaw suspension or what you get in truck bus, the leaf spring. It's not like that. It is stiff, a bit more stiff than other cars, you can say. Like if you will um, find a porthole, you will find a bump. But if the road is bumpy, like uneven road, you will not find anything. The car will glide over those bumpy roads. But if you find a porthole, then obviously you will find a bump in any car for that matter. Plus, this car is a tall boy design, so Maruti had to go with the stiff suspension setup. Otherwise, this will be prone to body roll, as you can see, basic physics. So Maruti had done a fairly good job when it comes to suspension setup. Also, I won't complain. The AC. See, if it's not that hot these days. I mean, in Kolkata it's raining, but but sometimes it gets very hot also. It's not like that. So I'm keeping the AC on maximum uh, cooling, and the blower is on one. The fan position is one, and trust me, it becomes very cold. I mean, we have to turn off the AC every time. This is not a top model that we can set a temperature and the climate control will function as it should be. But this is a manual AC, so we have to adjust these things manually. The AC on this very car is powerful, you can say. So I'm very happy with the AC. The sound quality of this music system is phenomenal. All right, basic what you need, the basic necessities in the car. It's absolutely fantastic. You can't complain about these things. All right. So I've already mentioned about comfort, the comfort, AC, and everything. Now I'll get back to the third point. See, I'll show you. Now the bad roads have come. I'll just glide little bit. I'll increase the speed. I am not finding anything. But if you find a big pothole, obviously any car uh, would give you that feeling of bumpiness, you can say. But for me, it's not a deal breaker. We have reached Bish Bangla Gate. So this is Bish Bangla Gate in Kolkata. Kolkata people must be knowing. Now I'll come to the fourth point. I mean the third point. Whereas stand still under traffic signals, so I can focus on the points which I've noted down. The basic electronics I've told. The fuel efficiency, very important. As I've showed you that I'm getting a fuel efficiency of 18.7 kilometers to a liter. How I'm getting? What was my driving circumstances? Mostly I've driven the car in city condition, like 95% of the times during these 908 kilometers. And secondly, I have not gone more than 2000 rpm because I am already in the running in phase. So I have not crossed 2000 rpm. Mostly on the fifth gear, and in the city like Kolkata, you won't find the traffic jam to be that severe. Okay, the traffic will be slow, but it will not be a standstill. So you can say with most of the time I'm driving alone only. I have to complete 1000 kilometers, so mostly I'm driving alone. With me on the driver's seat, in a city like Kolkata, average speed is not more than 60, because here you have got speed sensors everywhere placed, so you have to be very careful with those things. with AC on 75% of the occasions, with me riding the car mostly. Like 80% of the times, I'm the only person sitting in the car when I'm driving with a speed 60 kilometers. I'm getting a fuel efficiency of 18.7 on MID, and I've cross checked with um, the amount of fuel divided by the kilometers and that mathematical thing. I'm getting almost like 18.2 something. I'll do a proper tank to tank method of fuel efficiency, but then let the first service take place, then I'll do that. So when it comes to fuel efficiency, this is a good fuel efficient car. People have complained about this, but it all depends on how you drive. This is not a rocket ship that you can just put the, what do you say, just accelerate like anything. Just be nice to the car. It's a car. Treat it nicely. You'll get a good efficiency. The very fourth point is all about overall impression. I'm pretty impressed with the riding, uh, driving dynamics of this car. The basic things works as they should be working. No problem whatsoever so far. I don't know what would happen in the next 10,000 kilometers, but initial impression is fantastic. If somebody would ask me whether I would recommend them to buy this car, obviously you should go with this car, because just think about the price at which I'm getting this car. I got this car for 7.38 lakhs. I've mentioned the last video also. The initial cost was 8.18 lakhs. I asked them a good discount. They were having some July monsoon kind of sale or offers. You can say not sale, offers. So they gave me a pretty good discount. So I got it for 7.38 lakhs with 15 years of RTO charges. Kolkata's a system of having 5 years of RTO or 15 years. It depends on your choice. So 15 years I took because I have to keep this car for a long term. This would be my primary car. I mean, it will be only car. I will not be having two three cars and I'll be using primary car or secondary car. One car for everything. So overall, I'm very happy with this car so far. Today I'll try to make the service experience once I take this car for the service center. Let's see how good the service experience is in next outlet. Rest all is okay with this car. So I'll sign off from this video and hope stay safe, work hard, and enjoy life. Thank you so much.